Well, welcome back, folks, to a new year, indeed a new decade. This week, or the last few weeks, have been pretty extraordinary. At times, I feel like we're walking in parallel universes. On the one hand, we got some great news with the most recent Colma-Brunton attitudes to local government survey, a survey of 900 Queenslanders, and we do that every 2 years. It was our best result in 3 years, and it saw an improvement overall across councils, but very large improvements in rural and remote Queensland, and indeed some of the coastal areas, and a small improvement in southeast Queensland with all the dramas that they've had, with a number of councils being dismissed. That's been good. Of course, that same survey showed that in 19 of 21 different areas, your ratepayers, your citizens, trust councils more than state and federal government. Sometimes it was by factors of 3 to 4 to 1. So there is significant trust in local government as a sphere of government. On the other hand, of course, we've had all the goings-ons around the parliamentary inquiry hearings on the legislation, the so-called TRAD amendments that deal with conflicts of interest. You'll recall that they were introduced into the Parliament at the end of November, and as with all legislation, were referred to a parliamentary committee to review. In their submissions, the CCC went very hard on the government and said they didn't support the TRAD amendments, that they wanted to have a situation where there was literally no defence for councillors in respect of making honest mistakes. For those of you who know a little bit about the law, and particularly the common law, there's been a doctrine of mens rea for over 200 years in criminal matters, and it essentially says this, that people shouldn't go to jail for honest mistakes, and it requires the prosecution to prove intent. The CCC want us to take that away. Now, we've come out very strongly and said, no way, Jose, that's not on. It's not fair, it's not just. Why would anyone even put their hand up to run for councils if an honest mistake can result in their jailing? We've run very hard on this. I've been out in all forms of the media. We're lobbying left, right and centre. We've been very buoyed by the support we've had from the legal community. We've had the Law Society come out and say no. We've had the former Attorney General say no. We've had leading current legal practitioners say no as well. So there's a groundswell of support for the retention of that need to prove intent in relation to an offence being created. It's just not good enough for someone who misses filling in a form on a register by the sake of a few days that they should go to jail for that sort of offence. What sort of place are we living in when they're the sorts of rules we've got to abide by? So we're going to run hard all the way through to February, the middle of February, when this legislation is debated finally in the department. We need council support, we need the community support. If councillors are corrupt, if councillors have done the wrong thing, they should go to the jail. Throw the book at them, lock the cells and throw the keys away. But we should never ever have a situation where an honest person can go to jail. I was always taught that our legal system was premised on this particular view when it came to matters criminal, that it was better for a guilty person to walk away than for an innocent man or a woman to be jailed, and we truly believe that. Thank you.